Yeah, yeah, yeah. Football feast, football feast. This the football feast extra podcast. Hey, football feast, football feast, football feast extra podcast. Playing soccer, grabbing keys. Playing soccer, time to meet. Playing soccer, time to greet. They finna talk a lot, okay? Playing soccer, get the cleats. Playing soccer, let's get it. Playing soccer, let's go. Football podcast.
All right, welcome to episode 3. We're going to do a bit of a prediction special for the upcoming season. We're going to do team of the season, predicted first manager to be sacked, surprise package, and the predicted underperforming team. So, should we start off with our... Oh, actually, we'll start off with this rule change. Possible rule change with the offside. Old Arsene Wenger's trying to get in.
Before we go too far into anything, can we just congratulate the England under-21s for winning the Euros? The Euros?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a moment for the keeper.
Hey, England! Yeah. Just thought we'd get that one in quick. But yeah, go on. Carry on with your rule change.
Yeah, so what do we all reckon of it? So the offside, where it will literally be the whole player has to be offside. There's none of this toes or leg or his shoulders offside. Has to be the whole body.
I mean,
Get behind that or no?
do you know what? I see where he's coming from. I think it's well worth a go, but I think like it's going to be the other way around, isn't it? They're going to be like, well, his toe was still onside, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean?
I think it makes it a lot clearer. Like the whole body's offside or he's not offside.
Yeah, but like his toe could be keeping him onside, so it makes no odds to which way you're doing it.
Yeah, I suppose.
They'll draw the line and go, oh yeah, he's onside by his little toe.
This way, we're getting what I always believed was you could benefit the striker anyway, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it working. If that makes sense, do you know what I mean? I can see it.
It's risky to just try it in the Premier League. Surely they've got to go. Maybe should have done it in the under 21s, shouldn't they? Or the under.
Yeah. I think that's why they're doing it in what leagues are doing it?
Is it the Dutch or something like that?
There's 3 leagues in there that they're going to try it in. Which, I mean, they'll get more goals out of it, wouldn't they? Because there's going to be. I mean, the amount of times I watch Arsenal games and see Saka's offside because his ankle's standing in offside position. But yeah, either way, I don't think it's really going to matter because you're still going to get goals ruled offside and onside for different reasons. Do you know what I mean? The same. But it's still going to be. It's going to be like his toe was keeping him onside.
Yeah.
Where,
Andrew, we know you've got toothache today.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I did see something that said if this rule change was brought in 3 seasons ago, Timo Werner would have been robbed of a Ballon d'Or because he was offside by every time. He'd have scored 100 goals. I do think it benefits the attacker. I do like it. I think it would be good. Like what Baron said though, it will be the heel instead of the toe keeping them onside. I don't know how it's going to work practically, but it sounds like a step forward. But we'll have to see.
We get to see more goals, so it just means Haaland might have scored 50 this season instead of the 30 he scored.
Yeah, I think they need to bring in the automatic offside. I think that's the thing that they need to bring in as well, like the electronic ones like they use in the World Cup, because that's what the problem is as well at the moment. It's just taking too long to make these decisions and then all the human error. But I'm sure at the World Cup it was all semi-automated. So I think that combined with that rule change, I think that would be it would increase the pace of the game, I think.
I'm going to be controversial here. I quite like a bit of human error. I think it gives us all something to talk about throughout the week until we wait for the next game.
Yeah, do you know what? If they just turned around one day and went, do you know what, we're scrapping VAR, I'd be okay with it. I'll be honest with you. I mean,
because it does weigh out over the season.
Right. So put it this way: I think there's certain things that are fucking ridiculously that they get wrong, and that should be then corrected, such as the Pedro Mendes goal for Spurs against Man United all them years ago. When the ball was a yard and a half over
against
the
Germany.
line. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I think there's certain things that should be like, if they know it's wrong, they should stop the game and go, look, you are madly wrong here. But if you need to spend 5 minutes to try and work out if a player's toe is onside or offside, I think then
Just give them the
let
goal.
play- just give the goal, don't give the goal. If the line has put the flag up and said it's offside, it's offside. If they give the goal, they give the goal. But when it is, or like when you've got a player standing 3 yards onside and he gives offside, like, yeah, I mean, that's bad, isn't it? That, you know.
Yeah.
But if the player is literally, you know, half a foot offside or half a foot onside, and you can't really see it because it's going at like these players run at 30 mile an hour or whatever, don't they? You know, it's hard to notice. Yeah, I think they should just carry it on because there's certain things. Like I remember a goal that Arsenal scored against Man United that was given offside, and it actually was like the bloke was like 3 yards onside. I mean, that is ridiculous that the lino's even giving that as offside.
Yeah.
Certain things where I think, no, absolutely not. You've got to stop the game. You've got to redo that. But there are
because obviously I'm still watching Championship football. There is no VAR.
Yeah.
And it just weighs itself out over the season. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Next week you score a goal that you're well offside. Like
I don't think
it always weighs itself out.
I don't agree that they level themselves out. Personally, I don't think they do because certain decisions are made in certain games. Like you might get a goal ruled offside when you're 5-0 up. It don't really matter to you. But then like there might be another game where a goal's given against you or something when it's 0-0 and it could have so I don't think they do weigh themselves out. I think they're just human. They're mistakes and people make mistakes.
I think the problem is you can excuse a human error. Just be like, look, like you said, game's played at a massively fast pace. He's made a mistake. Thingy, you can't excuse technology getting it wrong.
No.
Like it's supposed to be bang on, 100%.
Like the Brentford goal against Arsenal. Like he's offside. Like
yeah.
You know, it's one thing if there's no VAR and they give that a goal. But every Arsenal fan is going to sit here and go, "That's fair enough. It's just unlucky, isn't it? Because it is that close." The fact that they got the technology to prove he's offside and they still do it wrong, and then the bloke got sacked over it, proves that is just ridiculous.
Speaking of rules and crazy rules, my quiz today was going to be true or false on weird rules, but there wasn't quite enough. So, but I saw a couple.
Do you want to throw them out?
One of them, yeah, I'll throw them out there. What happens if you score an own goal from a free kick? Say you've knocked it back to the keeper, it's gone in. What happens?
I don't know. I assume it's just an own goal.
I did assume it was an own goal.
It's a corner. It's a corner.
What? It's a corner. You can't physically score an own goal from a free kick. It's impossible. They give it as a corner.
Where did you find these rules?
I was just googling them because that was going to be the quiz, but I couldn't find enough where I could do a whole thing about it.
The weird rule I found, which I only found out this season because Bernardo Silva did it, that if all the players leave the pitch to celebrate a goal, the other team can play on, like take kickoff.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah. And what was the other one? Oh, if someone's had a shot and before the ball goes in the net, the ball pops and it goes flat. It's no goal.
Yeah, I have heard this. Yeah, it's no goal. Yeah, I have heard that. Because that happened in a game in South America, saying he kicked the ball and he popped it as he kicked it.
No, it didn't count.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't know. If you're in a penalty shootout, you have to have the same amount of players broke down. So if you've got 2 players sent off, the other team can only register 9 penalty takers.
Yeah, I did know that.
I did know that. Yeah, I did know that one.
Yeah, I did know that one.
There were some weird ones though. The free kick one threw me out a bit.
Oh, I've never heard of that. And
no,
I've watched football for 25 odd years.
And you know if Kepa, when he refused to come off, there's actually nothing the manager can do about it. The game just plays on.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's he going to do? Get security out there?
Well, I thought they'd be able to get him off. But there's literally nothing they can do.
He should technically walk off the pitch. He's getting substituted.
Yeah, but you could just be like, nah, I ain't going.
But maybe they should change that. Maybe they should say, if your number's up, you've got to go.
Yeah. I thought that was a bit of a mad one.
You should.
Yeah. But the free kick one done me.
I'll be honest, I've never refused to come off the pitch when I'm being subbed. I'm quite glad.
That's because you're always blowing out your ass.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm like, this could have been done 15 minutes ago. I remember once, a manager said to me, he goes, "Oh, sorry, I've had to take you off." I said, "Mate, you could have done that for 20 minutes ago if you wanted to."
Also, one more. quick question. If a penalty striker, just took the penalty, it's hit the post, can he get the rebound in?
Well, yeah,
Nah.
he's not allowed. But
Not
have we
allowed.
seen that?
Someone running in can't they? But the player that kicked the
Have
ball
we not
can't.
seen
The
that
person's got to touch it.
before then?
The actual penalty kick taker, if it
Can't-
hits the post without
Yeah.
touching the goalkeeper or any other players, cannot touch the ball.
Yeah, I think I heard that one.
Oh, I've never heard of that one either. I like that one though.
Can hit the crossbar and walk back to him, and he wouldn't be able to do nothing.
Let's move out of
if
the
he
way.
hit the post and it came square back to him, he'd have to dive out of the way, otherwise it'd be an indirect free kick.
Yeah.
Or direct free kick to the other team.
Which they wouldn't be able to score an own goal in.
Which they couldn't because it'd go out the corner.
Yeah.
Look at this,
Yeah,
kids. It's a teaching episode today.
That was going to be the quiz, but there weren't enough.
I like it though.
Yeah.
It was an idea.
I think you could have guessed them though, couldn't you? Because
Yeah,
like
I thought.
so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because like
That's
even when
why.
you said about the own goal thing, I could have I would have probably said that is like yeah, you can't score an own goal because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that must,
The other ones are
that must
quite
be-
easy.
That must be so you can't like cheat in a game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose. But what about if
Right.
you just accidentally knock it back to the goalkeeper? He's not paying attention. It just goes in.
Well, I've seen that one.
Doesn't count as a corner.
You can't score a goal straight from a throw in, can you?
No.
And do you remember that bloke? I don't know. I think it was for Aston Villa. It's Birmingham. The fullback's thrown the ball back to the keeper. It's bounced over his foot. It's gone in the goal. You got all the
Yeah.
Birmingham fans running on the pitch, like giving him the wanker sign. But like that, I think they've sort of proven that probably shouldn't have been given because technically the goalkeeper didn't touch the ball and he threw it straight into the goal.
Yeah.
But they gave it. But yeah, that's for another day, I suppose.
Yeah. Right, let's do some predictions. Should we do our team first and then go through the others?
What team of the season? Our predicted team of the season of next season.
Our predicted team of the upcoming season. See how far we're going to be way out.
Yeah.
I'll try to be as safe as possible.
I've sort of, I don't know, I think I've sort of gone for quite similar to this year, basically.
Yeah, I was
Because
quite
feel like-
safe.
I
Obviously,
feel
the
like,
one I was a bit.
I feel like the same team's going to be up there again this season, personally.
So we'll start with our goalkeeper and we'll go with Andrew first then. Who have you gone for?
So maybe a little bit different. I've gone with Emi Martinez this season. I actually think I can see Aston Villa winning a cup, whether it be the Conference League or Carabao Cup, something like that. And I can see, I see him having a really good season. So I've gone with Martinez.
I did think about him, but I went for Edison. Nice and safe.
Yeah, I actually went for Nick Pope.
Did you?
I generally think Newcastle are going to be decent this season.
There'll be no surprise to you. There's no Newcastle players in my team.
I'm not surprised.
No, neither.
Right. We'll go with your right backs.
Well, if he plays right back, because there is talk about him going elsewhere, I've actually gone for Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think Liverpool will probably have a better season than they did last season. I still rate him as a defender, as a midfielder, fullback, attacker. So I've actually gone for him this year.
Andrew?
I've gone nice and safe. I've gone for Kieran Trippier. He's the only Newcastle player in my team. Spoiler alert. For me, he's their best player. I know they've just brought in Tonali in that, but he's their most consistent player, Kieran Trippier, last season. They wouldn't have got top four without Trippier.
Yeah, it's probably true. I went for Reece James.
I did have Reece James down, and I scrubbed him out. Scrubbed him out for Trent because
Chelsea will no way be as bad as they were last year, and if he stays fit, he's the best right back in the league, I think.
That's it. I don't think he'll stay fit. I think he'll have a few months out. That's why I didn't go for him.
I just think if Chelsea don't finish, say, top four, it's very hard to put players that don't finish in top four in your team of the season.
Yeah.
And I'm not convinced
definitely.
Chelsea will get top four. That's another reason why I sort of crashed them out.
Who have you gone for your left back then, Andrew?
Maybe a bit of a surprising one, but I've actually gone for Luke Shaw. I think he's going to have a good season for Man United. I see Man United having a good season this year. And he was really consistent last season, so I've gone for Shaw.
Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah, that's not bad. I sort of got a bit stuck with the left backs and decided that I couldn't even remember who was last year's left back. So I went for Dan Burn because, like I say, I think Newcastle are quite solidly defensively, and I think they probably will finish top 4 again this season.
Yeah. I went for Robertson.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I think Liverpool will have a really good year this year. I don't know why. I just got a feeling. I think they're going to kick on.
well,
Not got any two players the same so far. Everyone's done someone different.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I think they're the dodgy positions, though, aren't they? I think they get more obvious. I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
I went 4-4-2 by the way because
Yeah, I did as well.
that's what we've sort of done.
I went 4-3-3.
Yeah, I knew you would that. You want both centre backs?
Yeah, go both centre backs.
Well, I think these were the two centre backs that got this year. I actually went for Ruben Diaz and William Saliba again because I think they'll both be monsters.
Yeah, can't argue with that. I haven't got any of them though.
Diaz is just. I think Diaz has been in it like 3 years in a row. I just think he's a monster of a defender. He's an unbelievable good defender.
Yeah, he's good.
And like you saw what happened to Arsenal season without Saliba, and I just think he's busted really.
Andrew?
So I've got Saliba as well. Same reason as Barron, absolute monster. But I haven't got Diaz. I've got John Stones.
Yeah, well, same bloke.
Overall.
Same one.
Same difference. I could have gone John Stones. I went with Diaz. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
One's Portuguese, one's English. Same player.
Yeah, same bloke.
Same bloke, different accent.
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I went for Stones.
Yeah.
And then I went for Martinez from Man United.
I did think about it.
I rate him. I really do.
Yeah,
I think if
I just think Man United is one of them. I think there's so much going on at Man United at the moment. You know, there's rumours going around. They've only got 100 million to spend. Like they've got rid of De Gea. Like just let him leave on a free. They're trying to buy a goalkeeper for 40 million. So it all seems a bit weird at Man United.
a lot of the players aren't happy about De Gea going, are they?
I wouldn't be if I was a Man United player or a fan. I know he's had a few dodgy moments. All keepers do, but he's probably been their most consistent player over the last 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
He's won 4 players of the year. I'd be fuming. But I mean, I heard rumours that the contract offer that they offered him was $100 grand less a year, $100 grand less a week than what he was on.
Yeah, that's fucking.
But he was on making money though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Because he was meant to go to Madrid, wasn't he? And then he signed that massive deal, didn't he? That made him the highest paid keeper in the world or whatever.
Yeah, because they had that issue with the fax machine, didn't they?
Yeah, you remember
from last week's quiz.
Yeah.
Why are they using fax machines?
I don't even know. No, I thought it was
badly. If it was the same day we signed, no, it couldn't have been.
Right, so you both gone 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll go with Andrew's 2 centre mids then.
Okay, so you might be surprised that I've actually gone with Kevin De Bruyne.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I know. I know. I couldn't leave him out. I've gone with De Bruyne, and this is one's more hope than expectation. I've gone with Declan Rice. He better be in there. Otherwise, we wasted that money. So, yeah.
Well, he still ain't technically signed, is he? So
no, but he'll still be in the Prem regardless. I think so. He can still go in the Prem.
Yeah. I also went Kevin De Bruyne, and then I got a bit stuck on my midfielder because there's so many good ones. Like,
there is a lot.
Odegaard in my head. Like, I really wanted to put him in, but I thought I want to stay away from just having Arsenal players in. But I actually went for a bit of a weird one because then I just slagged them all off. I went for Casemiro because I do actually generally think he had a great season this season, and if Man United do finish top 4, I'm sure he'll be a major part of that.
Yeah, definitely.
And if they win any more trophies, do you know what I mean? Who knew he could score goals as well? Do you know what I mean? Like, he was kind of a bit of a box. But he gets rid of these silly red cards that he got last year because they were red cards, and he played it'll be massive for him.
So I'll do my 3 because I've gone for 3. I've gone. First one is Rodri.
Yeah, fair.
Just solid. I didn't go Kevin De Bruyne because I think he's getting on a bit. I think he's going to have a few niggles this year, and I don't think he'll play a great deal. He'll play when he's fit,
I mean, yeah.
but I think he'll have a few injuries in that. He's not in my fantasy team.
Yeah,
either.
no, that's fair. I mean,
The my two were Odegaard and McAllister.
Do you know what? I've thought about McAllister, and I'm just personally, I just think he might be out of his depth. I know it might sound really stupid because he just won a World Cup, but I mean, he's going in with a lot of expectation there. They're expecting him to hit the ground running, and we've seen so many players in the past just like, I'm not saying flop because I think he will be good, but I don't think he'll hit the ground running. Watch him score a hat-trick on the first day of the season.
Probably. I hope so, because he is in my fantasy team.
he's also in mine.
I can't even
So we'll go with your two wingers then, Andrew.
So this probably might be a surprise. I've got Bukayo Saka and Mohamed Salah. I mean,
do you know what?
yeah.
I didn't put Saka in, and do you know what? Weirdly, that
Do you
didn't
not?
even come to my mind when I wrote this team out.
That's a bit
But I
weird
like
one.
it.
Don't they play the same position? Don't they play the same position?
I
I don't think so.
When it
Who you
comes to
sticking out
team
left?
Here,
I mean,
don't
Saka
think
can
it
play
really
both
matters.
sides.
Yeah, I don't. When it comes to team of the year, they put players in random positions, don't they? I mean, I watched
Fair enough.
one on that. What's it called? Soccer Social or whatever before Soccer AM on a Saturday, and they had they had Haaland playing left wing because they wanted Harry Kane through the middle. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think that's what they want to do.
Who was yours then, Baron?
I did go for Salah as well because he's just a standard 20 plus goal season strike. Winger,
guaranteed goals.
So he's going to score you 20 goals this season. And then I actually went for Jack Grealish because even though I do slag him off on here, he towards the end of the season he did have a good second half of the season, didn't he? After we'd done that episode, we're saying he don't do enough. He went on and did do a bit. So he obviously listens. And Pep, if you want any more coaching tips, you come find me.
Thanks for listening, Jack.
After that game against Liverpool, he was on it. Like he did really well in that game, and then he just went on. Yeah.
So I went for Salah because I think Liverpool have a good season and he'll be involved in absolutely everything.
Yeah,
that they do. And I didn't go for Grealish. I went for the other one. I went for Foden. I think this is his year. Maybe not at left wing, but if De Bruyne's out, he'll fill that role.
Yeah.
No
Foden. That bloke is. I keep saying it. He's just fucking insane.
Yeah.
He's absolutely ridiculous.
I'm not convinced that Pep is a massive fan of him.
Well, Pep said he's the best youngster he's ever managed.
He did, but last season he missed so much game time, didn't he?
There
was injury. There was this.
He did have surgery, didn't he?
Yeah, I get the appendix thing. I mean, that's hard luck, isn't it? But there was so many games before that where I thought maybe if he don't like his attitude, he got in a bit of a scuffle at a nightclub, didn't he, about his mum and.
Yeah, there was a World Cup thing, or the one before that.
Greenwood, didn't he? They got sent home from.
Yeah.
Whereas Kyle Walker's getting his penis out and he's still playing.
That's what I mean. There's something going on.
Oh, I don't know. He dropped him as well, though, didn't
he? Yeah.
No, he did. Yeah.
But I think he's.
I feel like there might be something going on there.
Talent-wise, I think he's just incredible.
I'm Phil Foden's biggest fan. I think he's England's like. We got to be building the team around him. I think personally, he's that good.
Yeah. He's the best English talent I've probably ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's that good.
He's very talented player.
With Saka steaming up behind him, I think.
Yeah. But I think they should play him just behind. Imagine him just behind Haaland.
I'm not convinced he's a winger, personally. I like him behind the striker. Always have done.
Agreed.
That midfield role.
But I think he'll kick on. Especially as it looks like Mahrez is going as well, doesn't it?
Bernardo Silva as well, maybe.
Yeah, I think he'll kick on this year. Who are your two strikers then? Is there any point asking?
I've got a slash next to mine. So I've got Haaland, obviously. And I also went for Kane. But obviously, if Kane goes to Bayern Munich, because they had a second bid rejected today, I actually put Isaac down. Because, like I said, I do fancy Newcastle do bids. And he was injured a lot of this season. But when he did start playing towards the end, he was scoring goals. He was getting lots of assists. And
he's a good player.
He is young.
Yeah.
He's still young, learning his trade. So, wouldn't surprise me if he banged in a few goals this season.
Andrew?
Fair. So I've obviously gone for Haaland.
Yep.
I didn't go for Kane. I'm assuming he's going to Bayern Munich. That was sort of my thought process. I actually put Darwin Núñez down. I think this is going to be a breakout season for him. I think he's going to have a blinding season. Liverpool going to do well. He's going to get a decent amount of goals. So Núñez and Haaland for me.
So I thought mine was going to be a bit of a bombshell because I went for Núñez.
Oh, did you?
Mine was one striker. I didn't put Haaland in.
Yeah, but like you must think if he scores 25 plus goals, he's going to make the team, isn't he?
I don't think Man City will have the season they had last year.
Yeah.
Some of them are getting on a bit.
Where are you putting Man City in the table then at the end of this season?
I still think they'll finish seconds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Second or third. But I think Liverpool are going to win the league this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been saying that from the start, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I don't think because they've got like Man City are a bit. A few of them are getting on a bit. Kyle Walker's, De Bruyne, Laporte is he looking at going as well, isn't he? Bernardo Silva might be off. Mahrez might be off. There doesn't look like there's many coming in either.
Yeah, I just think a lot of it's rumours, isn't it? Like,
I mean, even if they get rid of them, the team's more than good enough to win the league and storm the league. But I think they'll have a bit of a drop off after the treble.
The problem I've got, I hope they do, because it is boring when they win it like every year. Do you know what I mean? No team's ever won it 4 years in a row, so I don't really want them to do that. But with Liverpool, I get what you're saying. I get what you're both saying. Like their team is not bad. It's a great team, and they've improved it immensely with that McAllister and I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, the Hungarian. No. I'll let the commentator say it a few times before I ever get it. But again, like they ain't gonna. He ain't a holding midfield. They've got 2 attacking midfielders. Who's going to hold? What, Henderson getting on a bit.
They're still looking at Lavia, aren't they? Still looking at Lavia. They're still looking at Lavia to come in.
I just be honest with the Lavia thing. Like Arsenal are linked with him. I get it. You know, Arsenal linked with him. Man City have got a buyback clause. You know, he's obviously a decent player, but Southampton did get relegated last season. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, fair.
I can't see him coming in and thinking bang, 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 being like.
He's only 19 as well. That's a lot of responsibility for a 19-year-old.
You know, it's not like they're signing Casemiro, is it, in that midfield? Or you know,
I always find it quite funny when like other teams raid relegated teams' players. Like they've just been relegated.
Yeah, I don't really get it. Like I don't. Yeah, they couldn't have been that good. I mean,
a couple of standouts. Obviously, your Madisons, Harvey Barnes.
Like that Andy Johnson scored. What was it, like 20-something goals for Palace that year, didn't he? And then he got a move to Everton or wherever he went.
What a player! What a player! I liked him, Andy Johnson.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But so you do get the odd players that stand out and like think, oh yeah, he looks good. But how many like got relegated? Maybe trying to think now. Did Gary Cahill get relegated with Bolton and then Chelsea buy him, or did they buy him before he got relegated?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
He's probably one of the best ones, isn't he? Like came up from like a sort of or a bottom club, and I can't think of many others that like have come up and like smashed it.
Didn't Andy Robertson get bought from Liverpool when Hull got relegated?
Yes, that
was relegated.
That's probably the best one actually.
I don't know if they were relegated this season, but
they were relegated.
It sort of adds up. Yeah,
Liverpool. I was saying that I watched a video on it the other day. Liverpool actually do buy a lot of players that get relegated. They brought that Shaqiri when Stoke got relegated.
Yeah.
They brought Gigi Wijnaldum when Newcastle got relegated.
He was a great player.
So maybe there is a lot of thing into that Lavia thing because they do seem to buy players from relegated clubs.
Possibly Henderson. We're always down there if we're in the Premier League.
Huh?
They might have bought Henderson from us when we were relegated.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, they might have done. No, I think you were still in the league at that point, weren't you?
Yeah, I think we were just about.
Yeah, I think it's all right buying these Italian players, but they're going to be like the Liverpool of old, aren't they? Where they score like 100 goals, concede like 50 and don't really do anything.
Yeah, but then you got the amount of attacking force they've got with like Salah, Núñez, Jota, Diaz, Gakpo.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
They're going to score a fucking shitload.
Yeah, the reason why
Alisson in goal.
Yeah, the reason why they were awful last season, they had so many injuries. I think we all know that, don't we? You know, Diaz missed most of the season. Jota missed most of the season. Fabinho was in and out of the team. Henderson was in and out.
Thiago.
Thiago barely plays. They loaned that Arthur bloke from Juventus, didn't play a single game a minute. You know, yeah.
Be interesting to see how they get on. I fancy him this year. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
I think they'll do well. I just don't think they'll win it.
This podcast is sponsored by fantasy novel The Beckoning. By up-and-coming author T.L. Campbell, it's the first in the Wolves of War series that is available on Amazon now.
So we'll go on to manager to be sacked first. What do you have down for that?
I could have picked a few really, but the one manager I did go with in the end was the Wolves manager, Lopetoni. Is that his name?
Lopetango, yeah, so whatever it is, yeah.
Julian Lopetoni, because I know for a fact that they're arguing anyway, the board and him, about the players being sold and players being brought. So it wouldn't surprise me if he don't even make the start of the season. And Wolves do like changing managers, don't they?
Would that count if he doesn't make the first game of the season?
I'd say so.
I don't know. We'd have to get VAR on it.
Yeah.
I'd say so. But
yeah, that's a good call though. Andrew, who'd you go for?
And then
I went for the same. I've also got the Wolves manager down.
Yeah,
exactly the same sort of thinking. I just look at his squad as well, and I just think that they've just lost Ruben Neves, which is their best player. No plans to really replace him. Diego Costa's not really hit the ground running. They're arguing already. I can see them having a really poor start and him getting sacked.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know there was arguing already, so I probably would have gone for him as well. But I've gone for David Moyes.
Do you know what? He was one of the ones that I thought of because he's going to obviously lose Declan Rice, isn't he? He didn't have a great season last season. They're still living on the high of the Europa thing. Depending on who he buys and brings in, it's going to be a massive thing. And he's going to have a lot of money to spend. And if he spends it and they flop, he could be definitely out the door quickly.
Yeah.
They're in
I
Europa
think
this
that's
season, aren't they?
Yeah,
there's that as well.
Conference League.
I know they won the Conference League, but let's be honest, you're playing fucking teams no one's even heard of.
If they,
Europa League's going to be a bit different.
If they weren't in that Conference League last season, he would have been sacked way before.
100%.
They even got to the end. I said to loads of these West Ham fans, they're all calling for his head. I was like, they'll never sack him while you're in that conference football because he's got a chance of winning it. It's a bit like it's not the first time like managers kept their job because they're doing well in an FA Cup or they're doing well in the League Cup.
Arteta kept his job for the FA Cup run.
Yeah,
initially.
You know what I mean?
But I think he'd be in trouble. I don't think they'll have a good season. Who'd you go for with your surprise package, your surprise team of the season? Who's going to shock you in a good way?
Well, my surprise package might be a bit of an obvious one. I actually went for Burnley.
Okay.
Because, in my opinion, Vincent Kompany, well-known manager, well-known player. Everyone probably wants to play for him who's young. He's got the Man City connections. He's got connections out in Belgium. I think he's going to bring in a few. He could probably bring in a few players to Burnley. And, I mean, I'm not saying they're going to, go sky high and finish like 8th or anything like that. But I don't see why they can do so if they bring in decent players.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Well, I promise we didn't rehearse this. I've also got Burnley. I've been going on about it since like the end of last season. I think as well, like the fact that they've signed back.
You don't want to do a lot of talking, but you don't have to just copy me.
Don't worry, our underperforming team 100% will be different. But yeah, I think Burnley will actually finish in the top half. Like their signings seem good. Like they brought in that Trafford, haven't they? That keeper. I didn't know that he'd even signed him. I'd never heard of him. And he didn't see the goal in that whole tournament. That Trafford.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean it's. Does it? You got to remember he's got.
No, but it's just an example of a signing that they've made, and they get him off Man City as well. So it doesn't mean they're going to do amazingly, but I just think that like you said, everyone's going to want to play for Company. They've completely rebranded themselves since they went down. I think they'll have a good season.
I went for Nottingham Forest.
I think they might struggle.
I do.
I think everyone's expecting them to struggle. I think they'll start quite easily.
Struggle. I think he was.
I think they'll do all right.
His name down as first manager gets sacked as well because they've released loads of players again, haven't they? So they're going to have to re-buy more players and try and brand.
The weird thing was, I did have Steve Cooper wrote down. as my first guy to be sacked
and then change it.
because I do. If they have a couple of bad results early days, they'll get rid.
Because they like sacking their manager as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, they backed
And,
him. What was doing badly? They gave him a new contract, didn't they?
Yeah,
They could
yeah,
have sacked him then.
definitely. I mean, well, they should do, shouldn't they? Really, he took them from the relegation zone in the champion.
Didn't help you at Hemel Hempstead, did it?
Huh?
Didn't help you at Hemel Hempstead, did it?
I haven't been sacked yet. I'm still hanging on. Still hanging on.
So even though he was really up there to be my first manager sacked, I still think they'll surprise everyone. I think they'll do all right, even if he does go. Even if he is the first one to go.
Fair enough.
Gone for that's like a double curveball.
Yeah, I get it.
Underperforming team, Andrew.
So yeah, the reason I didn't think I'd have the same as Barron is because I've gone for Newcastle. I don't think they'll get top 4 this season. I think there'll be a drop off. Only 4 teams can get those spots, so one of those top 4 teams, and I think Chelsea are going to get it. So someone has to drop out. So yeah, I've gone for Newcastle.
So I've strangely gone
the
opposite way of you, and I've actually gone for Chelsea to be my underperforming team because even though I think they will have a much better season, and I think Pochettino will get them going, I can't see them finishing more than 6th. I think there's too much work to be there. There's too many players to get rid of. They've got a whole new staff. I just think there's too much work to be done in a short period of time.
Wouldn't you say that's a good season for them though? If they finish top 6.
The reason why I'm saying 6th is poor for them is because I think a lot of people will expect them to be better.
Yeah.
So, like you two are both saying, you think top 4 or you think they're going to be around it. When I say 6th, I'm being a bit generous there. I don't think they're going to finish 6th, like 3 points off the Champions League. I think they're going to be like there. They're going to be the next best team.
Yeah, fair enough. So I've gone for 2.
Oh, right, okay.
I do think Brentford will struggle this year.
Yeah.
Because Tony's out for half of it, isn't he?
Yeah, I did think Brentford. I did think Brentford.
They don't look like they're strengthening at all. I think they bought some bloke for about 16 million or something from the Championship. Never heard of him.
Yeah.
And I watched the Championship. So I think they could be in trouble. And I've gone for Arsenal.
I thought you might go for Arsenal.
Because of the amount of money they've spent.
I generally think
the pressure is going to be huge.
Yeah,
if they don't win a trophy or finish in the top 2, it's a bad year.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be a bad year because I think obviously last year we overachieved. I think he definitely needs to win something, or he needs to be challenging like on all fronts. Do you know what I mean? Like, so he needs to be hitting like the semi-finals of the FA Cup, the final of the FA Cup. He needs to be getting to the quarters of the Champions League, if not further. And he needs to be making sure he gets top 4 and not finishing like 4th from the last day of the season, 30 points behind Man City. I think he needs to make sure thing. But I do honestly think, I know it's a big if, but if the players play like they did last year, which I don't see why they can't, because they all got the confidence, they all played well. And then we got Havertz already in, and we get the likes of Declan Rice and this Timber in. I think you are looking at potentially, I think the opposite. I think they could definitely win the league. I'm so looking forward to this season.
I think they could, 100%. When you look at player by player from like each team, you got going to have a midfield of Rice, Havertz, and Odegaard.
I think that's
with Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli.
Screams a league title. That does.
It's a fucking good old side, but I don't think Arteta's a bit nuts, and I don't think he'll keep it all together.
Yeah. I do think that will. I hate to say it, but I have said it, and I will stick by my guns. I'm not convinced he is the right manager. He's doing well. He's done great. Is he the one to take us over that line? Would Mourinho finish the job last year? Would Conte have finished that job last year? Pep if they'd swapped roles, and Pep was in charge of Arsenal, would have he got past that? Like Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, would have they finished it? Or, do you know what I mean?
I agree. I 100% agree. I think he's a good manager. I think he's just a bit loose cannon.
I think he's a bit young. He's a bit immature. He's got to learn. But the best way to learn is on job, isn't it? So, I mean, you could argue if we're in the same position next season, he's going to hopefully learn from his mistakes and move it on.
I don't think you'll get top 4 this year. I think you
No.
can
I
easily.
think we'll definitely
Easily,
get
you
top
could win
four.
the league easily. But I just
I
no.
think not cruise. That's probably not the right word because I think we'll definitely get top four.
I think that the only problem I can see is that last year at the start of the season, let's face it, we were a mid-table team, but at the start of last season, teams were like coming out and attacking us, and we were knocking them off. This year, everyone's going to be sitting back, other than like your City, your Chelsea. Everyone's going to be sitting behind the ball. I think we will struggle in some games that we didn't struggle in last year.
I don't know if I agree that people thought we were a mid-table team. I mean, we went out and brought Zinchenko for 30 odd million, brought Jesus for 30 odd million. Do you know what I mean? I bought Tommy Aster. We spent 150, 60 million last season.
Let me rephrase it then. Let me rephrase it. People played against us like they knew they could take points off us. Not, I wouldn't say that we were mid-table, but they thought that they could get points off us. Whereas this season, I think that you're not the first in that one.
Top four, and we did. I definitely thought we'd get top four last season. I said it from the start of the season to right to the end, and we did. So I think that's a bit harsh saying,
I see what I understand what Andrew's saying. There was no fear from other teams last year to go to your place.
And that's why they got spanked, because we were a good team.
And then the fear did start kicking in, so they would start playing a bit more defensively. And then at the end, Southampton, West Ham, Liverpool, Forest all took points from you.
Yeah, I think that was just naivety, and I think towards the end, especially the Forest game, I think I saw it at the Southampton game when I was at the Southampton game, and like we drew 3-3, you could just see the players were done. So I mean, like the look on their faces. So when we lost to Nottingham Forest, that didn't surprise me one bit. I saw it coming like from a mile away. Like you could just see. I was surprised they actually won another game. I'll be honest with you, because they just
the Forest one didn't because the season was over, but the Southampton one you were still well in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When the game was cold, when the game was thinged, you could see in their faces that they were done. Like they'd lost. Like they knew they'd lost it, and I was surprised they even picked up any points towards the end of the season because. But then
someone like a Mourinho wouldn't have allowed that to happen.
Well, I mean, unfortunately,
to go back to that point,
he can't help the goalkeeper making mistakes. He can't help, them three Southampton.
That's the most valuable goalkeeper in the world you're talking about. Yeah. Make mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help. Like, I mean, he can say whatever he wants to their players, but if they're making silly mistakes, I mean, all three of them goals against Southampton were so sloppy. The two against West Ham were even worse. Fair play to Liverpool; they scored a couple of decent goals. Do you know what I mean? Fair play to Nottingham Forest, who won a game with the lowest percentage possession ever in the Premier League history. Man City blew them out of the water. I think, in my opinion, anyone can win this Premier League. Man City have to have a bad season, because I don't think you can be better than Man City.
I agree. I do agree.
Until that bloke buys Man United and they spend billions of pounds, or Newcastle end up spending billions of pounds, I don't think anyone can be as good as Man City. Man City need to have a bad season for you to win the league.
I agree. I think they will, though, this year. That's my only reason. I don't think they will be as good as last year.
And I'm just excited. I think with Arsenal's run of games as well, we've got a good start. Got three good games straight away. I think Man United was our fourth game. At home as well. So I'd be a bit more worried if it was away. I think it's all about your start, isn't it?
Definitely. Right, quiz time. As we're in the transfer window, I've gone with some transfer specials. I'm just going to say two names, who they transferred to. You've got to tell me who cost the most money.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll start off with Baron's first one. We've got Robinho to Man City or Ozil to Arsenal.
I will go with Ozil to Arsenal, because wasn't that like 45 million? And I think Robinho was 38, wasn't it?
Robinho went for 32.5.
Oh, there you go.
And Ozil was 42.5.
42.5, yeah, close enough.
Yeah, I'd have got that one.
First ones are all right. First couple were quite easy. Andrew, you got Enzo Fernandez or Jack Grealish?
Enzo Fernandez was 105, weren't he? And Jack Grealish was 100. I'm going to go with Enzo Fernandez being more expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were the two highest. Grealish was the highest until Enzo went in January.
Yeah.
Right, next one, not too bad either, Baron. I've been quite kind to you here, actually, first couple. So Wilfried Boney to Man City
Yeah.
or Ronaldo to Man United the first time?
I'm going to go with the Boney to Man City.
Yeah, it's quite a lot as well.
Yeah, what did I say?
Ronaldo was £12 million.
That's what I mean. Yeah, but you got to remember he was an 18-year-old that no one had ever heard of, wasn't it? Like,
Wilfried Boney was 25 mil.
Yeah,
Did
I
he
thought
expect
it
he's
was
got
about
one
25.
goal?
you know what? I forgot that he even played for Man City until you said that. Then
I think he scored like once. Pretty mad. It is a good one for you, Hughes. You've got Crouch to Liverpool or Michael Owen to Man United.
I'm going to go... Ooh, that's quite a tough one. I'm going to go with Peter Crouch to Liverpool.
didn't Michael Owen sign for Man United or a free transfer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
not sure.
And wasn't Peter Crouch like 12 million?
7.
7 million, yeah.
The initial transfer was 7 mil. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was a muck because I just watched that documentary. Yeah.
Peter Crouch, yeah. I watched Peter Crouch documentary the other day. It was quite good. I enjoyed it.
It was good, yeah. It was a good watch.
All right, Baron.
Yeah.
So these are both to Real Madrid.
Okay.
You've got Steve McManaman or David Beckham.
I have no idea, but I'll go with David Beckham because I feel like that was a later transfer, wasn't it? So it probably would have been more money.
So David Beckham was 25 mil
Yeah.
and Steve McManaman was a free transfer.
Was he really? There you go then.
Yeah.
How did he get a free transfer to Real Madrid?
Who knows?
I'll be honest, I don't really remember watching Steve McManaman play, but I mean,
It was before my time.
yeah, fair play to him. Like, you don't really see him down in his history bookmaker, do you? You just know Steve McManaman played for Real Madrid, didn't you?
Yeah, if he weren't on BT Sport, rubbing it in every week, we probably would have forgot about it.
That's what I mean.
All right, Andrew, your next one is Jota to Liverpool or Morata to Chelsea.
I'm going to go with Morata.
There's quite a distance in these fees. I think I've been too kind.
Didn't Morata go for like 60-something million?
60 mil, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I knew it was a lot.
40.
Jota was 45 mil.
Yeah.
I thought it was Jota, but yeah, I was still right.
Yeah, I went as soon as he went for Morata, I thought, no, he went for big. He's gone big money everywhere. He's gone, hasn't he?
But wow, like he has managed to get big money everywhere and just not done it really anywhere.
I saw something that like there was like some conspiracy theory that he was like a tax dodger or something. They still sell him on. No, we got 80 million for Morata last season. Right, Baron, you got Ian Wright to Crystal Palace, or Eric Cantona to Man United.
I'll go with Eric Cantona to Man United.
So Eric Cantona was 1 million.
Yeah, because didn't.
Oh, I think Wright was more expensive than that, wasn't it?
Ian Wright to Crystal Palace was 2.5 mil.
Oh, who did he sign from?
Who did he sign from?
Yeah,
he went from Arsenal to Palace, didn't he? Didn't he go from Palace to Arsenal and then back again?
Arsenal.
I think he went both ways.
Yeah.
No, then he went to West Ham.
Oh, he might have gone to West Ham first then and then Palace.
I'm pretty sure that he went from Palace to Arsenal to West Ham, and I thought he got picked up in a park, didn't he?
Have a quick look. Ian Wright to Palace.
Playing football down his local park, and the scout walked past, walking his dog, and was like, "Mate, you can play football."
Yeah, I've heard that.
So he went from.
You're now seeing a completely different answer.
Yes.
No, so he said that was his first team.
Siktas.
Yeah, I thought it was his. I thought Palace was his first team.
Yeah, I thought he was. I thought he went back.
No,
I thought Palace was his first.
Then
team.
it was Arsenal.
Then he went
West
to
Ham.
There you go.
Forest, Celtic, and Burnley.
I did not know he went to Forest. Celtic.
I didn't know he was ever at Celtic.
Point for that.
No, you don't get a
Do
point.
I get a point now?
What a question.
Right. Andrew, your next one. These are both to Brighton. You've got Mitoma or McAllister.
No.
That's just guessing it. There's no. I'm not having it. You know how much either of them
No,
players
I don't.
for.
I don't know. The only thing I do know is that Mitoma cost a fee, and I don't know if McAllister was on a free or not, so I'm going to go Mitoma.
Yeah.
Crazily, Mitoma only cost 2.7 mil.
Yeah.
I knew he was cheap, but how much was McAllister?
He was 6.9,
Nah,
And who did they
I was hoping it was a free.
which is still madness. But you got both of them players for less than 10 mil.
Yeah,
Who
that's
did the
mental.
mechanic sign from?
I don't know actually. I think it was some
Probably-
He's gonna get his book
Argentina
out again.
some Argentinian club, ain't it? It's got to be
River Plate or
Yeah.
something like that.
He's got to be after.
McAllister.
Is he not?
I don't know. I googled it. It just comes up fucking.
Everything.
Oh, he was at Boca Juniors.
Boca.
He was on loan at Brighton before.
Oh, was he?
Oh, does he?
No, he weren't. So he signed for 6.9.
Yeah.
Then he was loaned out to Argentinos, then loaned out to Boca's.
Yeah.
So he's
And
been
then
with them a
came
while
back
then.
and played for him for a couple of years.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. And also with that one, I think they paid like a percentage of him. 'Cause you know that weird, like some of the weird little rules in Argentina.
Oh, they own
They
the
only
player
own,
or
like-
something.
Yeah.
They own
Yeah.
something. But right, Baron's last one. You got Ollie Watkins to Aston Villa or Sergio Aguero to Man City.
I will go with. Sergio Aguero by about 2 million.
See, I'd have gone Watkins.
I know
So
they're
Watkins
both about
was
30.
Aguero was 35 mil.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ollie Watkins was 28.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew they were both around 30.
So there you go, Hughes. If you get this, well, you're still in the game. Then I've got to think of a tiebreaker because I did not plan one. Right, you've got Ivan Toney to Brentford or Danny Ings to West Ham.
You know what? I don't even know where Ivan Toney signed from.
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
Danny's
I'm pretty
West
sure
Ham.
Well, if that helps.
Just because it's sort of Premier League money, I'm going to go Danny Ings. Probably wrong.
Danny Ings cost 15 million. Tony was 10.
Yes.
Now, if you bear with me, because I've just pulled one up. Right, so I've just got these are literally a thing, so I'm just going to roll through them. First one to get one wrong loses.
Yeah.
Fernando Torres to Liverpool, higher or lower than 40 mil?
Higher.
Wrong.
It was 50
You're
million.
thinking of Chelsea. You're thinking of Chelsea, 50 mil.
Oh, right.
I
Yeah.
did do that. That's how I knew that. I was like, come on.
I did that last week, didn't I?
Romelu Lukaku, Everton, higher or lower?
Oh, higher or lower than the last one?
No, so Lukaku. Oh, yeah, I didn't say the price, did I? 40 mil, higher or lower?
To Everton. Higher.
Wrong.
Wrong.
was
Like
lower.
a mil higher or something.
Baron, Tanguy Ndombele, 55 mil to Tottenham, higher or lower? Quite like this.
When it's 53, lower.
Oh, it was higher.
56, wasn't it?
Really? I would have gone lower as well. Damn.
I knew it was... Yeah, I bet it's
Andrew, you get this right, you've won. Philippe Anderson to West Ham, higher or lower than 40 million?
Lower.
Andrew is the winner.
well done, Andrew.
Have on. Philip Quizzer.
Right. Yeah, I quite like the ending, actually. Bit of drama.
Yeah, I really wanted to win because I didn't want to have to plan a quiz for 4 people, not for 3 people again next week. So it's just like,
Oh,
God.
yeah, shit, yeah. So, this question is from the guy who we didn't know if was a guy or a girl, but now we know. His name is Harry, and he is a male. He said, right, we'll go to Baron first. The top 5 clubs in Europe at the moment.
Top 5 clubs in Europe at the moment. Man City, Real Madrid. Top 5. Milan, maybe. Barcelona. And Arsenal.
I'll chuck that in there. Andrew?
Yeah, so Man City, Real Madrid. It's when it gets harder, isn't it? Bayern Munich.
They didn't even win their league.
They didn't win the league, but Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, they actually win their league.
Yeah, but they're just. I mean, I know they had a bad season, but I think over the years, I think like recent history, they're still big. So Man City, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and I'm gonna have to go into Milan because they win the Champions League final in 5th.
I still think, yeah, City, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man United, like it or not, they've got a top 5 club. And, yeah, Bayern.
Yeah,
I reckon. And shout out to
fair.
Harry, who listens every week. He's the only one. Keep listening, Harry.
Well then, Harry.
We need you. Right, that is the end of Series 2, Episode 3. Hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next week. Got another guest on. I think we're going to go with a few guests this year. Season's getting closer each week. I have got my Charity Shield ticket, or Community Shield, whatever you like to call it, ticket. So I will be attending. It's looking good. It's looking exciting. Keep listening. Thanks.